Shall I?
Yes, start.
Okay. Namaste. I'm Professor Varun Dhingra from MBA Department at Bhagwan Mahavir University. Heartily welcome our today's resource person, Mr. Deepak Kaushik from Saskatchewan, Canada. I also welcome respected dignitaries at Bhagwan Mahavir University and their participants to the fireside chat, our international guest series on Start Your Cloud Journey. Before we begin, few instructions for the participants. The session will be for around 45 minutes. Mr. Deepak Kaushik shall deliver his talk for around 30 minutes, and then we shall have Q&A session for around 10 to 15 minutes. Requesting all the audience to ask their questions in the Q&A section of the app if you are joining us through Zoom, or in the comment section if you are joining us through Facebook Live. Also, at the end, while signing off from the Zoom app, you will be prompted to give a feedback. Do fill it. Let me quickly give you a brief about our university. Bhagwan Mahavir University is established under the Private Universities Act in the year 2019. The parent body, Bhagwan Mahavir Education Foundation, was established in 2002. That gives us a legacy of more than 20 years in the education sector, and we are constantly improving and upgrading. We, in collaboration with the stakeholders of the society, are working for the upliftment and the education of young igniting minds by giving them an environment to upskill and making their dreams a reality. Our university promotes interdisciplinary studies with a focus on industry relevant and skill oriented curriculum. The university is spread out in 20 acres of area consisting of 26 colleges and 100 plus programs in different fields of engineering, management, pharmacy, sciences, nursing, architecture, educational, liberal arts, and many more. We even have 10,000 plus students enrolled in the campus with 850 plus high qualified faculties and staff. With the state of art facilities, modern labs, latest equipments, even our sports facilities are of international repute. We even have a sports complex and a huge skating rink. The university is happy to give skill development training to more than 1,800 people of the society who are not the regular students of university under the Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. Many more courses are likely to be added in the university curriculum in coming days. Do visit our campus virtually or physically for an excellent experience. Now, let me introduce our today's resource person, Mr. Deepak Kaushik. Microsoft is your MVP, co-founder, IoT Coast to Coast, cloud architect and advisor, trainer, speaker, and presently residing in Saskatchewan, India. Sorry, Saskatchewan, Canada. He has completed his Master of Science from Information Technology from Punjab University in the year 2004-06. He's completed his Bachelor of Science in Information Technology from Kurukshetra University 2002-2003. He's a passionate about delivering high quality, and he's a passionate Microsoft certified professional developer, technology strategist with hands-on experience in software design and development, agile practices, and continuous delivery. Experience in software development lifecycle, release management, and application support. He has experience of more than 14 years in industry, and he has worked with many companies like Intelligia Technologies, Ceasia Consulting, Infogain, Wipro, Solvera, Microsoft, Saskatchewan, Canada, and he is presently the co-founder of IoT Coast to Coast. Even he has lot many certificates like CSM, that certified Scrum Master, Microsoft certified professional, Microsoft certified technology specialist, the Open Group certified, and Microsoft certified professional developer. Mr. Kaushik is also Microsoft Most Valuable Professional. This award is Microsoft ways of saying thank to exceptionally independent community leaders who share their passion, technical expertise, and real-world knowledge of Microsoft products with others. Sir also has publications which include Introduction to Azure SQL Data Warehouse, The Anatomy of Web Services, Workflow and Workflow Custom Activity, Sorting and Mouse Over Change on Grid View, Data Reader, Error Solutions. So audience, let's welcome Mr. Deepak Kaushik and let's hear from him. Sir, please, the stage belongs to you now.
Thanks a lot, Varun. Highly appreciated. And even you refresh everything, right? Even I forgot lot of things, right? Oh, holy
Sometimes it
smoke.
happens.
Yeah. I was thinking, oh wow, it's belonged to me. Okay,
Chilling,
my
chilling.
friends,
Yeah.
this is Deepak, as Varun told, and today I'm here to discuss about how you could start your cloud journey. Uh, Cloud is one of my favorite topic, and today topic make me excited, anyways. And I think and I pray you all guys are staying safe and you are great. So, as you know, we are into the cloud and we are leveraging ourselves with the cloud offerings. If you are watching Netflix or you are saving your images on Google Drive or OneDrive or iPhone, or you are leveraging Office 365 in any forms like Word or emails, you are already leveraging and integrated with the cloud. So, knowingly or unknowingly, you are using cloud offerings for yourself. So you and cloud are so much integrated that this world is moving towards cloud and no one can sustain without cloud. Cloud will be so important to any one of you or us in totality for the community. Like today, we could not survive professionally or enterprise level without the internet. Same do stand with the cloud and cloud offerings. So it's really appreciated to discuss about, what cloud offering are. If as this is webinar from the university, I will highly appreciate and would like to share about Microsoft Student Partner Program, which is from Microsoft, and you guys, if implement this in or educate yourself with the MSP, that will be beneficial for university and student. I will touch base on this, and finally, we will look over what exactly you required to increase your skill set, how you could migrate to the cloud, and what you will get. I know a couple of times there are a lot of apprehension about cloud, and that's why I want to make this session very interactive. So I would like to know from you guys from how much cloud you are using. Are you using some cloud for enterprise level or your university level? You could leverage yourself by writing your answer yes, no on chat window. I will take a look. What is your plan to move to the cloud? So that question is from your IT department of Bhagwan Mahavir University, where you could share, hey, we had planned to move to the cloud maybe next year or this year, or we are not moving to the cloud because of some reason. So please type your questions, put your questions. As I said, I want to make it quite interactive. I don't want to be go one way. I would like it need to be perceived quite well. And I would like to know your uh, enthusiasm for cloud and what is your plans to migrate to cloud, and is there is something bottleneck where we could help. So something about me. uh, I'm Deepak. I'm co-founder of Azure. I'm co-founder of IoT Coast to Coast, and I'm one of the Microsoft Azure most valuable professional. You could connect with me at Think for Deepak. That is my Twitter handler. And Deepak at the rate IoT Coast to Coast is my email. I will be super happy to answer your queries and questions. And if you guys need any feedback, I will be happy to share that. I'm working with the public sector in Saskatchewan, Canada, which is Western Canada, and I really enjoying working with the different clients. So IoT Coast to Coast, this company is founded by me and my business partner, Nick. Nick is currently working with Scotia Bank, and he's C-Sharp Corner MVP. He's senior data engineer and very great guy. Possibly he will. be here in this webinar. If Nick, you are here, just say hello, or you type might be we will take it later. And I'm working as senior cloud architect. I'm Microsoft MVP and CSAP Corner MVP. So if you have any questions related to IoT coast to coast, we will happy to address that as well. We are helping our Western Canada and we are contributing to community here, uh, you know, community here. Nick is here. So yeah, Nick, do you want to add something?
Mr. Nick, can you hear us? Welcome aboard.
Nick, we can't hear you, buddy. I could say. Okay, cool. So I could see some background voice, so I will take it forward once Nick is all set. Possibly he's not driving to Niagara Fall at this point of time, but yeah, let's take it forward. So that's what IoT Coast to Coast is, and I enjoy giving sharing my knowledge with the community. So we are, uh, I presented almost every continent and on different conference. You could like this is a Microsoft MVP League, and you could see me here, the smiling face. So I'm here, and I really like to present as Azure subject matter expert to the various technical forums. Possibly you come across my articles or videos. This is my presentation in Microsoft Toronto early this year, January 7th, 8th. I might be wrong on date, but January this year. This presentation is taken care, very well taken care of and well perceived quite well. And it is on the setting up Azure security credential. So I like enjoying contributing to the community, and this is my one of the video from released by Microsoft on Azure data warehouse in 2017 is. So you might have find my articles or videos, or if you are guy who is interested for the cloud and cloud migration, Azure migration, you might have come across my articles. I have nearly 2 million views on my articles so far. So whenever we talk about cloud, the first thing first come into our mind is security. This is the question every time I have been asked for and discussed for. Hey Deepak, how could we rest assured about the cloud security, right? So, uh, s- however, Eugene very well mentioned that a secure system is that is powered off in the block of concrete and there are security guard all around. But that is not possible. We have to we have to count on the various algorithms and the security features which are available to anyone if we are migrating to the cloud. For example, we are working with the client, which are public sector client, pharmaceuticals, energy clients, and data is the currency. We secure our data and all these offering is into the cloud. So we are doing into our day-to-day job, and I could bet on that. This is the most safest environment which we could have. So let's look over the how market is working for the cloud adoption. Currently, Amazon Web Services (AWS) in short form is acquiring 61% of total cloud space. Azure is very shoulder to shoulder, 52%. However, one thing which I would like you guys look over, the adoption rate of Azure is 9%, which is greater than AWS. And there are another cloud uh, offerings as well, like Google Cloud, Oracle, Alibaba, etc. So, but AWS and Azure are market leader, and that is from 2019. So currently, if we look over the public cloud adoption, I could say the cloud adoption of Azure is 52%. However, in 2018, that is 45%. So it's increasing. Whereas if I look over the AWS, it was 64% in 2018, and now it is 61%. So that's what we how the market is behaving. That is from Right Scale 2019, you know, cloud report. So that's what market is doing. So Azure adoption is growing from 45% to 52%, and it's very much closer to AWS. Azure adoption has now reached 85% of AWS adoption. So I would say if anyone is planning to move to the cloud, then they could leverage their self with the Azure offering. Why Azure? The Azure is from Microsoft Cloud Platform, and it every day 1,000 new customers are signing up for the Azure. That means 365,000 new companies are adopting Microsoft Azure every year, right? So there is a lot of opportunity as a employment, as a service offering, and to increase our skill sets. So cloud help us to various way. I remember the days when I was working day night for the software development, and I remember looking over couple of tasks like scalability, increase the hardware scalability or software scalability. We have to put the RAM, we have to increase the motherboard and all that kind of thing. Disaster recovery is always a big challenge for us, make primary application on one machine, secondary application on another machine, and they are not always in syncing mode. If we have to start our on-prem data warehouse or on-prem machine, usually it costs couple of $1,000. However, with cloud or Azure, you could start almost with no money or fairly less amount of money. So you could access your cloud anywhere. It's not like on-prem. You have to go to your office, open it. Just understand this pandemic time. If there you could not go outside, but your business require your inputs. For example, website is not working, or there is some error on server, or some certificate expire. In current scenario, you have to go to your data warehouse or data center. You could take care of these stuff very well if you are working on cloud. If you are vacationing on maybe Cuba or Mexico, and your business need your inputs, you could do that with your cloud. So that's the most important thing. uh, Another question come now, and every point of time, how much it costs. So let me share, Mike. If you start your Azure account personally, then you will get $250 per month credited into your account. You don't have to pay. It means like you could use $250 resources per month, spinning up your virtual machine, hosting some test site. Like you could see my website deepakkausik.com. If you want to host that on cloud, you could do that. So you don't need to require pay upfront. However, if you register first time, you will get credit. And if you are using your educational program, then you will get another offer from Microsoft. So it's from personally, you could also hands-on and do your stuff with the cloud as well. From professionally, as a university, your university can also leverage this opportunity. So Microsoft security, which is cloud security, always come into my mind because I could not see the data, where it sits, what it's doing, what virtual or compute power I'm using. So all that kind of security things are joint responsibility. Microsoft is committed for physical assets like your hard drive, your data that is safe for their data center operation. No one I mean, no one can enter into the data center and they will take care of the cloud infrastructure. Microsoft joint responsibility is your virtual machine and network. You don't supposed to share your password with anyone, or you need multi-factor authentication. Uh, I have experience where I have seen a lot of management guy are having admin access. However, they don't have computer skill set or IT skill set. So that kind of thing you need to taken care of. Usually 5 to 6 or maximum 10 global admins are enough, but I have looked 100 admins and uh, everyone want to be global admin, but that is not a right practice. You need to share, you need to protect your app and workload. You are not supposed to share your password or configuration on public domain and um, without any security. And you need to secure your data or different resources. You could leverage yourself with multi-factor authentication, and if I think everyone know multi-factor authentication, but we will touch base about it. And if you have question, the guys who join later on in between of this in this webinar, I would appreciate if you have any question, just shoot that question into the chat window. I will be super happy to give the answer after our webinar. So cloud's responsibility is shared responsibility. As per Gartner, 95% of cloud security failures are from customer fault. What does that mean to me? It means, okay, I have Mercedes that really drive very well. That's very good car, good engine, good dashboard, very fine. However, how to drive on road, I will not bang anyone. That's up to me. So that's the cloud platform is so much strong and it has all that offerings. However, it's up to you to make it secure. You have to follow the best practices. You have to follow the best protocols. If your data is into Europe, you have to follow the specific country-wise protocols. For example, being in public sector in Canada, we could not migrate our data outside Canada geographical location. So I could not move my data to outside Canadian data centers. So all that kind of things you have to consider. So all the security part is taken care by Microsoft. So let's take a look over the demo and see and how the Azure looks to you and how you could log into Azure. Okay, here you go. So this is my Azure portal. If you have to procure any resource, as I told you, if you see the notification, it say Canadian $200 credit remaining. So as you register to Azure, you will get certain amount of, I don't know in INR, Indian currency, how much amount you get, but you will get some credit, and in this credit, you can procure your resource. You could see my resource group. I have Microsoft Azure sponsorship as well, which is provided by Microsoft because we are working with Microsoft product development team, and we are a master and sharing Azure knowledge to the community. So you could leverage yourself with the Azure offering. You could spin up any virtual machine, or you could work on that. If you have couple of resources, the good thing is that you have always notifications which reflect your score. For example, Azure Security Center. This is the first thing, guys, I really want you to look over whenever you start your cloud journey, because here you will get all the recommendation which you need to follow. For example, cost recommendation. You could set up your pricing and setting. Let's go one by one. Here you could say my this protocol has regulatory compliances of ISO 27001 Azure CISP CIDSS. My two subscriptions are covered, which I just showed you, Azure subscription and Visual Studio subscription. I have four recommendations, which is really need to be looked over. It say, hey, Deepak, look, your two resources are unhealthy and this recommendation is not implemented to two. So I would say, okay, it means I need to do something, and I could take the look over these as well. So I could say, I could see I have two recommendations on identity and access resource, and it say, hey, you need to uh, implement MFA, multiple factor authentication. And I could go to, my subscription and I will say, okay, enable my Azure multiple factor authentication. I'm not doing that for demo purposes. However, I would love to do this. Cool. So that's what I on Azure identity management. You could see all these offering. You could stop someone using not more than the allowed limit. So you could control the pricing model as well. You could see various security solutions which you have, and you could see what implementation you could use for data side. If you want to look for the pricing part, I would say go to the cost and you could make a rule like no student can spend more than $100 in a month or in a week as per your business requirement. You could look for the security recommendation as well. So you could control each and everything. So Azure Advisor is the another thing where I highly recommend you guys to walk through. From cost wise, I don't have any recommendation, so it means I'm following all the recommendation from cost. It has high availability and performance. So that is the Azure portal. Again, you could start your cloud journey free of cost. You need to register. I think you need to provide your credit card detail. However, you will not be charged if you are well beyond the limit, under the limit. I never charge, uh, you know, for $200. I have still $200 remaining on this. I spin up lot of resources. So that's the benefit of cloud. And particularly Azure, and you could log in from your mobile, you could log in from your iPad, and you could leverage yourself. So that's what on Azure portal side. And let's now talk something about interesting part. Okay, so Microsoft Security is 1 billion annual investment, 3,500 global security expert, trillion of diverse signal for unparalleled intelligence. So this is Microsoft Security. As we are university, I'm talking to you folks who are dealing with the education. I will like to touch base about Microsoft Student Partner. Here, I want to know from all the guys, do you know what Microsoft Student Partner is? Please type your answer. I really want to see a couple of questions here, right? And I could say, yes, there are questions. Do you guys know Microsoft Student Partner? So what is Microsoft Student Partner? This is the offering from Microsoft to groom students who are quite interested and enthusiastic for Microsoft. I will really appreciate if you take the, picture of this screen as well so that you know what I'm talking about. So uh, Microsoft Student Partner, let's go to their website and see what they are talking about. So this is Microsoft Student Partner. So annually, every Imagine copies Microsoft Student Partner, where they give 100K USD dollars to the students who win, Imagine Cup. So I know if this year, I I think that's the team from Hong Kong student who won this Imagine Cup. So Microsoft Student Partner is for the student who are interested to the uh, technology. In your university, you have various department, IT department, where you could find, or student can go ahead. It's not need to be registered by university itself. Student can go and register themselves. You have to give yourself, share about yourself, why you want to do it. You have to make one video explaining some concept about Microsoft, and then you will be touch based by Microsoft. You will get the opportunity to go to the various conference, maybe within the country, outside country, within the same continent. I know a couple of students I meet in Canada. They are part of MSP, and I know a couple of students around the globe as well. So this will be the good opportunity. You will get the opportunity to work with MVPs like us as well. So uh, this is MSP program, very, very good for students. And if you have interest in Azure or AI, artificial intelligence, big data, any technology, register for it, guys. Go for it. I highly recommend Microsoft Student Partner, as you are, dealing with the students, so you have to do. So Microsoft Learn Student is student ambassador program, which is also related. And here students get the opportunity to present on various conferences. Student like is presenting on Microsoft, you know, Office, and another student is helping another peer. So if you got selected on MSP, Microsoft Student Partner, you will get the opportunity to, travel. You get the opportunity to share your knowledge, and it's not like very first day they will say and come and say, hey, you have to present in front of 500 or 5000 people. No, it would not happen. They will groom yourself, and they will make your skill set to that level where you uh, you will be in safe hands. So the only qualification required, you should be passionate about technology. So that is the MSP program, and you could apply, any point of time and go ahead and make one video and apply it. So Microsoft Student Partner, you could take the screenshot, or you will find, some detail as well. I know a couple of students where when I presented, they got selected into it, and they are super, super happy. Additionally, you will get the opportunity, some Microsoft sponsorship as well. So I don't know exactly what the sponsorship is in India. However, you will get the, access to various tools and services offered by Microsoft. So that will certainly highly recommended for students. So we look over Microsoft Student Partner. We look over how you could learn Student Ambassador, and it will give the opportunity to go to the Microsoft campus, meet to the technical teams or product development team, learn about technology, and it's not uh, uh, it's not restricted up to certain level, but you could go ahead and, it's necessarily not mean programming, but it's related to the your computer skill sets. So that's what I would say. So being said that, as I have touched base how you could start your computer journey, Azure cloud journey, how secure it is, how you could leverage yourself. You can go ahead and create your account, no worries, and spin couple of resources, spin virtual machine, copy data. You know, if you need, you can copy your image as well. Uh, Save your data, right? And you could do all that stuff. And then, as you are the university students and university professors who are leveraging students, so do that. Being said that, um on my almost second last screen, where I would like you guys to have any questions. And I think Nick is here. I got his message. He don't have, speaker. His speaker is disabled. So if anyone can help Nick with that
Yeah,
as well,
sure,
that will be
sure, sure.
appreciated.
Mr. Janesh, can you unmute Mr. Nick?
Yes, yes, yes. Okay.
Hey
Hey,
Nick,
hello. Yeah, hello.
uh,
Yeah,
how it's going, buddy?
yeah, good, fine.
Welcome aboard, Mr. Nick.
Thank you very much. You want me to start?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
sure thing, Nick.
Okay. My name is Nick. I've been working with Deepak for over a year. We're the founders of IoT Code.
Right, and Nick session is also scheduled for a couple of weeks later, right?
Yeah. So the third week of June, I will be giving a presentation on IoT Hub. Basically, the fundamentals and the basics of it. And hopefully after that, we will be giving another presentation just a little bit deeper. I know there's lots of students. They might be interested, but they might not be interested in being hands-on. For example, management in the IT field, I'm just saying, or auto mechanic. But when it comes to, let's say, software engineering, hardware engineering, they're in basically the IoT world and the electrical engineerings, of course. Just a real quick, and maybe a third session will go real deeper, like depends how many people might be interested. They're students. The goal is, of course, to make sure everyone's interested. They like what they're seeing, and basically provide some kind of motivation for them to at least either study it, understand it, or get their feet wet and do the actual stuff. Depends on on their field of education, of course. I just want to tell you a couple of things. This is not an advertisement about IoT Hub, IoT Coast to Coast. It's about. Let me just. I think I need to start a video. Yeah, there you go. Okay. So the things that I can tell you that we did last year, which was very good, was we created around 100 films. Each film is about 3 minutes, and basically we're providing them for kind of the end solution. So some of these solutions have gone through for like hours and hours of work, and we kind of compress it in 3 minutes so that people who are into IoT know where the issue is or where the most sensitive part of that practice is. We've done lots of things with a variety of services, like bringing IoT data into SQL, into blob storage, routing it using Azure Stream Analytics, routing it using endpoints, and we've done lots of device twin changes. So there's lots of good stuff that we've done, and we did it all with Azure CLI with lots of code. And I was keeping Deepak awake till 1 a.m., 2 a.m. going through these codes. So this is true story. So we are very
Correct.
hands-on. The good thing is that we split the work. I hope all the students does that. Like if you're good at database and someone is good at front end, basically, juggle, don't interfere in each other's work, but work together. Try to understand what you both are doing, of course, but you don't need to go that deep. So we've done lots of things on other things. Lots of presentation last year we did on code analytics, or basically IoT architecting design, on Azure Speaker, on security, lots of other things like leveraging device migration. That was a very interesting one, that your devices are migrating from one IoT to another. So we've done all of these good stuff. Just a final thing about I don't know, how many students do we have online?
We have around 300 plus.
300 plus. So I'm going to assume at least 50% of these are more on the technical side, hopefully.
Yeah.
I don't know if they can see this.
You need to share your screen, my friend. So
sorry,
yep.
can't you see?
Well, let me stop sharing. However, how about if you click on new share?
But I guess
No,
if
I
Mr.
can
Nick
see.
wants
I
to
am
show the
sharing.
hardware, yeah, you can
No,
show
I
your
am
hardware to
sharing.
the camera.
Yeah, that's it. I'm sharing. So just to, this is a
Okay.
kind of motivation for the students. Can you see it? Hello.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes,
yes, yes,
absolutely.
yes.
Yeah. So this is a device. I'm holding it in an angle. Basically, it's got the LCD. It's got humidity. It's got temperatures. It's got the full breadth of air. It's got a Wi-Fi. It's got a LCD, a microphone, a jack, a laser. It doesn't have GPS. It doesn't have camera. Basically, again, this is a motivation thing for students. They can buy this very cheap, and they can learn how to connect this to the cloud, how to route telemetry data. This is a brilliant tool when it comes to development. But if you show this to a someone who's in the electrical engineer field or a hardware engineer field background, this is not. This is a joke for them because it's very basic tool. But the goal is to make sure a student can do basically connect to the cloud with a minimum of amount of money from his pocket, but to be more be productive as much as possible and learn the technology. Okay, so whether you get data from a Rolls-Royce airplane engine, which costs, I don't know, 40-50 million dollars, or you get data from this device, trust me, there is no difference. There is a zero difference. When I mean zero difference, I mean this generates temperature that might generate turbine wind, for example, I'm just saying. So these are the tricks and these are the tools that we use to learn a variety of services in the Azure and how to sew them up together, because today the cloud technology, it's about how a service talks to another service. Just imagine if you're doing a table, a database, it's about how you go from one table to another. There's a relation there. There's a key. There's a foreign key. Same thing in the cloud, but there's no keys. But how do these services talk to each other, or how do they pass data from service A to service B, and how does it get saved, and how does it get analyzed, and so on and so on. So these are the good stuff we've done. I said we created 100 films last year, and we created around, if I'm not mistaken, something around 100 variety of codes for IoT architecting design, starting from blob all the way down to IoT and stream analytics, notification or emailing notification. So a device goes down or someone sneaks in and sets up a device, boom, you get an email. So these are the things, good stuff we did with Deepak. And that's about it.
Cool, my friend. Thanks for sharing,
And we will
glimpse of it.
present this in, I'm just guessing, three steps. One step will be very,
Yeah.
very high level. One step, once we'll just go, next presentation will be just one step deep to basically hopefully understand our audience, our end audience. And the third one will be, I think, way deeper, that we might have the right audience of, hands-on people on the software engineering, or people who really like to learn cloud on the IoT field.
We
Okay.
are looking forward for your talk, sir. Definitely.
Yeah.
Right. The thing is where we are doing this at enterprise level, and today I really don't want to share what a client having 1,000 employee and they are doing in their daily life. That is not very much related to the student. So today I will motivate the students to look over the basic steps, take the baby steps to move towards the cloud and register yourself on Azure, spin up couple of resources and do that thing. uh, we will appreciate if you go to iotcoast2coast.com. You could see my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes, sir.
Okay. So, and can you hear it? Can you hear this video?
No,
No,
no.
no, no, no.
Okay. So what we will appreciate, go to, website and look over what we are doing. And at this point of time, I would like to take the questions, and I don't
Fine.
I
Yes,
think.
yes, we have a lot many questions, Mr. Deepak.
Cool.
Uh, should I start?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, my
Yeah,
friend.
yeah, yeah. Fine. So the first question is like before going to cloud computing platform, what are the essential things to be taken care by the users?
First, what resources you need. Let me put in this way. I migrated successfully one of Western Canada public sector data warehouse to the cloud. What I did, I figure out, okay, what are the subscription or keys which we have. So I use those subscription to the Azure. What does it mean? If you have say 10 virtual machine and you are using in your university, if you are procuring 10 virtual machine on cloud, you could use that virtual machine key. So being said that you don't need to pay for another machines, you have to look or what is your workload. If your workload is, uh, if you are into cloud, you can take care of your workload as much as you want. So that is another thing. If you have very less workload, you could survive with your on-prem resources as well. But if you are starting your new journey, then you have to take care of how much money you want to spend, and cloud is much cheaper than the on-prem resources. For example, if you have to procure one server, good server, you have to spend couple of $1,000. However, in cloud, you could start, and you could pause it when you don't need it. However, if you have server running in your basement or running in your university, it will continuously run. So there are many factors, how many resources you have, how much workload you have, and then transition, you could start with doing some baby steps. So, and there are a lot of tools. There is Microsoft Expert who could help you out, right? So those things are available. Do you want to add on
Fine.
anything, Nick?
Yeah, so I think you gave the right answer from a technical perspective, but I want to mix it up with a technical slash management. So one thing I always be careful is, okay, you know the environment, you know the requirement, you have to do your baby steps, proof of concept, and of course you have to have the knowledge. But be careful. One of the things that I'm seeing that's happening in the past 3 4 years, which will be going on for the next 5 years, is management still think whatever they were doing on-prem is the same thing. So whatever they were doing, let's say they were doing in ETL in one day, and they think it's the same amount of time in the cloud. So time-wise, it's not the same. It's not the same mentality. So if you're a student and you have a background of SQL Server and you're moving to the cloud, you have to change your entire mentality of concept of dealing with managers who were on one side, and yourself. You have to change. I changed myself. Inserting one record into a table, or let's say 10 records into a table, is 10 records. It's peanut, it's baby thing. But wait a minute, in the cloud, you're inserting 10 records into 10 different machines. So that's how you have to think differently. So, and it's very hard. I get confused myself, but I think that's about it from my side. You have to
Okay.
change the way you think.
And the good thing
Right.
about students, they are building their skill set. So they are not coming from dinosaur ages like us, where we were doing programming on ASP and all that kind of stuff. So
I
they
came
could,
from I came from 1979, so the dinosaur in the room
holy
is
smog. Yeah. So they can build
Prehistoric.
their skill set. Right.
Fine, fine.
Cool.
Now let's go for the next question. I mean, there are a lot many questions coming up for the MSP, that is Microsoft Student Partner. I'll just club them together. Like somebody is asking about, is there a fee for joining, or what is the selection criteria? And there's one more question connected to MSP, which talks about MSP is just for students or anyone who wants to learn Microsoft Azure can join that program.
Okay, so let me address those questions. MSP is for only for students. So if you are student, you are registered with any course, bachelor's, master's, doctorate. I don't think that matter, but uh, yes, it is for student only. Second, what is the selection criteria? Microsoft always look over your passion for your community, how much you are passionate about your technology, your work. For example, me and Nick, we are writing articles and articles, we are sharing our videos, right? That is for community. My MVP is not certification, you get it. So MSP is smaller version for student for those. So selection criteria is why you want to join MSP. You have to make one video sharing your skill set. For example, might be cloud, might be IoT. You could learn from couple of sessions. Experts are coming over here. You could learn how they speak, how they explain the concept very precisely in short word, give the message and boom. So that is another thing. The selection criteria is your contribution, your enthusiasm to learn new technology and new stuff. So that is the second selection criteria. And anything
Joining fees.
else? So did I address all of these points?
Is there any fee for joining the
Oh
MSP?
no, 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 no. There is no fees. I would say you guys, look or spend some time, couple of days on MSP. If you guys need, I might ask some Microsoft guy, my friend from India to help you out as well. Mm, and there is no fees. Yes,
That's great.
there
That's
is
great.
no
So
fees.
so nice of you that you can get us connected with the Indian counterpart, and I'm sure our students would be excited to explore more on MSP. Moving ahead with
Oh,
the next question. Yeah, one second. I'll just take the next question. What will be the best strategy, cost effective, secure to migrate to the cloud for a large scale education institute? This question has been asked by Dr. Ajay Kaushik.
hmm yeah. So the first thing first is, you have to look over what resources you need to migrate in Western Canada, like in Canada, sorry, Western countries, everything is on cloud. Like we are, our kids, my kids, Nick kid, everyone is leveraging their cloud uh, offerings. They have cloud in India as well. I'm pretty sure we have the classes on, cloud, but here it's more. So we could migrate our resources. If we have existing resources, we could, replicate those resources. We could replicate our data over there as well. We could implement the security. I don't know the security postures on current uh, on-prem resources. However, it's very secure in cloud. And on top of that, Microsoft take the responsibility of securing your resources. No one can, you know, um, breach those resources. There is lot of algorithm, 3,500 guys always working, and those data center and everything is so secure. So answer to that question is, the strategy would be to decide to move to the cloud, and you could use pricing calculator. On top of that, if you look on my screen here, you could go to advisor and you could click on the cost and you could see the cost recommendation. You could control the cost. You could say, okay, I don't want to spend more than $200 in a day. You could control all those activities. So migration, this platform help you out. And if there is any recommendation, you will find the recommendation, hey, why don't you do this, it will save you $500 in a year. So that kind of recommendation come in our case, as we always follow the best recommendation, so we don't have much recommendation left. But however, that is first thing. Secondly, I want to touch base if there is any security compliance, anyone if try to use your machine or your resources, your university financial data, then For example, first they tried from maybe Calgary in Canada, then they Netherlands, then they tried from Middle East, then Pakistan, and all those area you will get the security alert, and system does not allow it. That will be kind of deep down, but it as it's our first session, I would say, yes, you could take consider this point to migrate to the cloud.
Okay.
Deepak,
Uh,
hello,
Yes,
Deepak.
yes, my
Just
friend.
add, just please add that even it gives you a suggestion that you forgot to take backup, like the SQL we have. So there's lots of features that these tools provide to the developer to do. For example, you forgot security, you forgot to get backup of your SQL. You're giving too much access. Are you okay? So these are the other things I think is very critical to know.
Correct. So there are
Fine.
various options available on the portal where we could leverage ourselves. But yes, I think sooner or later you have to migrate to the cloud. The on-prem services and are getting lesser day by day, and now world is moving towards cloud, and it's the right time to move to the cloud.
Correct. Correct. Fine. Let's go ahead with the next question. There is a question from Sugit Sethi asking, can government should start cloud computing and networking courses in its colleges? I'm not sure how relevant it would be.
I think that's question for some federal minister from India, not if government need to start it. I cannot say that, but if what is the perspective? Like courses, there are two things, right? I never studied Azure in my bachelor's or master's. These are the skill set you build with your time, and real time um, enterprise experience help you out. Like Nick is working with Scotia Bank in their fraud security department, and he's writing so many great stuff. So that is the skill set we build. Answer to that question, I will like to answer that question in this way. If you go to MSP, you could find various webinars here. If you want to build your look for this webinar on demand. Like he was talking about networking. Here is the networking, artificial intelligence, Azure business model, mixed reality. So answer to that question is like I'm not authorized to speak about government thing, but I would say we have that leverage to build our skill set. For example, you can go to IoT Coast to Coast LinkedIn page, where Nick has mentioned we have more than hundreds and hundreds of videos. You learn those videos. My articles has more than 2 million views altogether. Read those articles, and you will get your skill set build. I hope that's what I have to say.
Correct. Correct. Yes, yes, yes. Let's go for the next question. This question is asked by Vinod Kumar Ramani. He says, I have a pharma background. I came across cloud computing like SAS program, multi-center clinical data management. And my question is that what other areas can help in pharma sector and how?
Well, I think Nick would love to give the answer. We have one client from a pharmaceutical client in Canada. Helping the client is we help them with IoT offerings, right? Like how much temperature is like IoT. When we have another session, we have device which will say, okay, this is the temperature, this is the pressure, this is the moisture in a room, and this medicine could not survive beyond this level. So that is one of the offering you could use. How much wrappers or medicines need to be built per hour, your device can take care of that. You could move your resources and to the cloud. If I'm saying resources, maybe storage, maybe compute power, and leverage those things. So there is endless opportunity to use a cloud offering to the pharmaceutical, but this is what we did. Need Nick, what you want to add on about our pharmaceutical client?
Yeah, so couple of things is we focus on pharmaceutical machineries. So I'm gonna say I will say this in my presentation, but I'm gonna say it real quick right now. So long story short, I'm an investor. This is a scenario. I'm an investor. I go to a pharmaceutical factory which do not have any type of medicine. They don't make any medicine for themselves. They're just a factory. I'm an investor. I go there. I say, hey, I need vitamin C. They give me vitamin C. I sell it in the market and I make good money. Okay. 6 months later, I go there. I said, hey, can you give me vitamin C again? This is my formula. Same story. They make me vitamin C. I go to the market. Guess what? People get sick. They die. So something went wrong. So how could I, as an investor, prove that it's not my fault? Well, the machineries, they generate data. So to answer this person, data is his answer. Understanding data, whether it's telemetry or pharmaceutical, as in, I think they call it the recipe. In the plastic industry, they do that in recipe. So what's your formula to make a vitamin C? Vitamin C, did you give 90%, 80%? This person knows what I'm talking about when I say 90% vitamin C. How much did it see light? Because each time it sees light, the percentage of vitamin C just drops, right? So for your answer to begin with is about data. For me, I would say the company who created those, the manufacturer who created the pills have to prove that on day one, which was very successful, this is the list of my machine and their speed and their temperature and the pressure. On day two, or batch number two, were they the same or not? If they were not, guess what? The manufacturing gets sued. That why did you overheat the pills? Why did you overpressure the pills, or too much light for vitamin C? The vitamin C went from 90% down to 10%. Again, this person knows what I'm talking about, hopefully. So for you to begin with, start with your data and learn analytics. But in the future, if you're close to IoT and gathering data, that would be perfect. That will be brilliant, to be honest.
Cool beans.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine, fine. Yes, thanks, Nick, for answering this question and adding more insights onto it. We have the next question from Ramesh Raja Qureshi. He's asking which one is better for IoT device, Firebase or Azure for cloud, using RPI 3B Plus for research.
Okay, so I am not a hardware guy, so I know what Raspberry Pi is. I know all of this. So to begin with, if this person's a developer, is he or she a developer?
It's not
He's a
mentioned.
research guy.
Okay, so let's assume he's a developer in IT, like software engineering. If he's a software engineering, first of all, Raspberry Pi is a device that you do not care. It's peanuts. It's very small, right? Microsoft leverage. Okay, good. I just saw his answer. So don't worry about using Raspberry Pi. The device that I'm showing to you is way more simple. The difference between my device and Raspberry Pi is a baby computer. So you can install operating system, install this, install that, but this device does not have an operating system. The goal is to collect data from an outdoor environment, whether it's a Raspberry Pi, whether it's an airplane engine, or whether it's it's called MX chip dev kit. So
Can you show us?
technically,
Raise the hand, Nick, and can you show the device?
oh no, it's the same thing. It's the same device.
The which we didn't
Yeah,
Calgary,
let me
I
just,
think.
yeah, it's same device. It's the same device that I showed again. Let me just take it out. This is the same device. So whether you use this or Raspberry Pi, to learn cloud technology, there is no difference to begin with. In the future, yes, the next step will be Raspberry Pi, and the final step will be virtual machine. So start small, and trust me, you'll learn a lot. This is how we learned. We bought this device just because it's easier for demos, for presentation, but Raspberry Pi, we didn't want to take it because some clients did not have a Raspberry Pi, and they say, what is this? We don't want to see this kind of device. So
And here I want to add on, if you go to our website or LinkedIn page, you will find the video and where you could understand what we are talking about. We had couple of demos where we did two minutes, three minutes video
yeah.
on this device. So you will learn, and might be down the time we will help you out with, more deeper things, what is going inside.
So if you're, I just want to add to on top, if you are a hardware guy who wants to learn, about this cloud IoT technology, I would say, okay, good. You know hardware, you know Raspberry, do it. But you know what the benefit of this was for us? It has a microphone here. I can speak into it. We have a film that we spoke French and Mandarin, Chinese, and it translated in English. Well, if
Right.
you want to set this on a Raspberry Pi, you have to buy the microphone, you have to buy the LCD, you have to know how they're working. So you're going to go through a lot of hell. Guess what? I'll do it in 20 minutes. You'll do it in at least 5 days. Okay,
Right.
so this is just a benefit of a development. Again, this is a development tool for you to understand how to connect to the cloud and how to get your feet wet. Basically, I call it a motivation device. Okay.
Correct. Fine. We'll take one more question. Like there was a question asked on to the Facebook Live. Like, what's the difference between Microsoft Azure and AWS? It's Amazon Web Services.
Okay, so as the name suggests, Amazon Web Service, AWS is product of Amazon, whereas Azure is the product of Microsoft. Now let's look over our perspective, university perspective. Let me ask one question to you, Varun. How much virtual machine you have in your university? How many machines, laptops you had? Roughly idea.
Uh, it would be close to 400,
Okay. And how many of them are running on Windows?
I guess. I think 300, 300
Yeah,
plus.
all of them, almost. Yeah, 80%. You are right. So, yeah, it means you are leveraging yourself already with Microsoft offerings, right? You have Microsoft licensing key. So, for example, you are also using Google, what I'm saying, Microsoft Words and
Hmm,
papers for Excel, uh, all those Microsoft offerings for your,
correct.
university and your exam. So if you have to migrate, you are already leveraging yourself with Microsoft offerings. You could, migrate very easily to Azure, because here you could save your licensing fees. You have already experience with it. So both are based. Amazon is also based. Azure is also based, but Azure is taking over the market because it's easy, comparatively cheaper if we do comparison. And yeah, uh, I'm really enjoying my Azure journey so far, and I could certainly say, by 2020, Azure is going to be world leader on cloud technology.
Correct. Correct.
I just want to add one other thing from a hello. I just want to add
Yep.
one other thing from a student perspective. So if you're learning something, if you compare, it's not about Microsoft. It's about what's happening today. Nothing. I'm not defending Microsoft or defending any. If you go online on MSD and Microsoft on whatever, pick something, SQL, pick something, you will see you will see lots of support in the Microsoft field versus the other companies. If you see one page support or one web service support from Oracle, I'm just throwing an example, you will see hundreds from SQL. Like it's about getting the answers. Sometimes I say, hey, don't be fussy about what technology you're using. first thing is, do you know it? Like, which one do you like, or which one is in the market? Which one you're focusing on? Second of all, how much support is out there? Because if you don't know something, you don't want to do R&D for days and days. You just want to go somewhere, get an idea, hint, or get a hint from someone, and come up with your idea. So lots of free services from Microsoft and other companies, like MSDN are a list of MVPs who help people for free and they don't get anything.
Right.
Okay, fine. We do have questions, but due to the limited time, we would not be able to cover up all the questions. But what we can do is we can compile and send them to Mr. Deepak, and we can have the answers given back to the registered participants.
That sounds great. And we will also say those students or the guys who had questions, they could reach to us on IoT Coast to Coast, or on LinkedIn, and post over there, my website, or we are available on Twitter, on various channels. And I will also appreciate if you send them. I will try to return back the answer by starting of next week. But yeah, we will be super happy to help everyone out over there.
Definitely, definitely. So now we come closer to the webinar. I register my profuse thanks to our today's expert, Mr. Deepak Kaushik, for accepting our invitation. In fact, we are super happy to have you, sir.
Thank you, buddy.
You,
Appreciate it.
yeah,
Likewise.
yeah, you
Varun,
explain the cloud.
I
Yes,
must thank Mr. Deepak and Mr. Nick on behalf of Bhagwan Mahavir University. I'm Dr. Nirmal Sharma, Vice Chancellor of the University. Nick, you
Thank you
came
very
in
much.
time and given us the additional information. So we are all thankful to you, Mr. Deepak and Mr. Nick. So nice to see you here and listen to you. It was great listening you all.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Nirmal. We will
Thank you
also
very much for having us.
reciprocate. Yeah, we will also reciprocate our gratitude towards you, and giving us this opportunity to contribute our 2 cents with the students so that they could learn something new. And we are here for the community.
We'll be in touch.
right.
Let's see how far we can go. We'll have many more seminars. How the situation goes here. We'll be in touch with you, and we'll need your help in giving us the informations and the knowledge to the students of the university.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Sure.
So may I conclude the webinar?
Sure. I'm all set from
Yes.
my side. Nick is two
So
hours ahead me, right? I'm still sitting on 7:43 morning. I wake up 4 a.m.
correct. So
Come
I'll
on,
have my
you're
concluding words.
4 a.m.
Yes,
near
yes,
to
Mr.
the North Pole is nothing, Deepak.
I need to put myself in polar bear.
You really know the difference between day and night? Like, come on.
Cool.
Coming back to my vote of thanks and concluding remarks. It was really nice interacting with you people, especially Mr. Nick and Mr. Deepak. If I talk about Mr. Deepak, like you explained the cloud computing very simple manner, and that with relevant examples, especially the eye opener for our set of students and all the participants.
Okay, you got disconnected. Hello.
Yeah. One second. Yeah, there was some error.
Yeah.
And so I would like to. So it was really nice that you gave relevant examples, and I think the student community would really be blessed to have this Microsoft Student Program, and we are looking forward for our collaboration onto that. We'll definitely communicate the same to our set of students about it. And I think yes, the demonstration of Microsoft Azure was added thing for that. We even thank Mr. Nick, the business partner for IoT Coast to Coast, for making his presence in the webinar. And we are looking forward with you, Mr. Nick, for having more sessions, more interactive sessions in future as well.
Yeah. Hopefully I'll get some emails within this week from you guys to define, the present. We've defined it, but just to get a confirmation for you guys, and so you can do more advertising, so we can do advertising. So not only you're bringing your students, you're bringing extra students through the university. Basically, it's not about us; it's about the students. So we're waiting for that email, and I think by the end of this week, I'm gonna get the presentation, start the presentation, polish it, and get it ready for you guys.
Correct. Surely, sir, you'll be getting that thing from our side. Our logistic team would be definitely getting in touch with you. We also thank Dr. Ajay Kaushik ji, the registrar of Bhagwan Mahavir University, who have been phenomenal in bringing us to our today's speaker on this platform. I also extend our sincere thanks to our provost sir and our trustees for always motivating us for anything and everything. I even thank the committee members for taking care of all the details related to webinar, and a very special thanks to all our audience, students, faculties, people all around the country who have devoted their time and listened patiently. A reminder to all the participants who have
Hello, something's got disconnected.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sound like
There's
Varun
hello.
network is an issue. Yep,
Yes.
we can hear
Maybe
you, buddy.
yes. Maybe there is a technical problem or network issue at Balloon sir.
Okay, fine. Mr. Nick and Mr. Deepak, thank you so
Oh,
much.
Thank
hello.
And this was a
you.
reminder to the participants to fill up the feedback form
Feedback.
so that we can get a feedback and we'll revert you back. Anyway, so nice talking to you both guys, Mr. Deepak
Yeah.
and Mr. Nick. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Good
Mr.
night
Nirmal.
from here. And
Have a
maybe
great one.
yeah, sure.
Thank
Bye.
you. Have a
Thank you.
great one.
Enjoy your time.
We
Stay
are,
safe, my friends. Bye. Bye
sure.
for now.
Thank you.
Bye.
We are going off air now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm.